crafty friends, it's Annie from Vintage Lace Journal, and today I'm here with a make to show you how to make this tag holder. And it's just one-sided. You can stick this inside a journal, and the way I've made this has actually come up quite big. So if you're making a big kind of journal, it would go well in there. If not, you can adjust the sizes to make it smaller. So what it basically comes out to is 1, 2, 3 pockets with tags on the other side. And if you wanted to use the same paper to stick on the side here, you could make a big tag pocket on the side. So I'm going to be showing you how to use this today. And before I start, I'm just going to show you the paper pad that I'm using today. So this is from Crafty UK, and there is a Crafty US, which is completely full of your crafting kind of stuff. There's paper pads, there's equipment that you might need, there's inks, there's glues, there's everything. So I'll link this paper pad below. That will take you to the Craft UK site, and if you do buy anything from there via my link, I do get a small affiliate commission from them. Another thing I could be using today is one of these, which is a tag maker. I've been after one of these for ages, and it really quickly makes your tag bases. So this is a 2.5, 2 and 1 inch punch. So you cut your paper down to the size you want, stick it in, and then it punches the tags for you. So I just think it's one of those crafting tools that you want to buy, and then you'll just use forever, really. The next thing I'm going to show you is a couple of things that I bought this weekend from the Range. So if you're in the UK, we have a shop called the Range, and they've got some fantastic crafting bits and pieces in at the minute. I think I showed you this the other day. It's kind of like this twine. So I've used that on the top of my cards. Really, really good for tags. So that I think was £1.49, something like that. Then I've got this washi tape collection. Look at that. There is 24 packs of washi tape in here. 3 meters. That's amazing. £3.99 for that. There we go. So it's those, and there's all like the autumnal colours. There's little tiny glitzy ones as well. I've got one down there. So I just got that because I thought that was super. And then these lovely, lovely napkins as well. So there's 16 napkins in there, and I'm going to show you how to use decoupage, so you take the top layer off and you glue it down. So you can cut the images out here and use that. So that's going to be coming up in another video, but I thought I'd just show you those. And the last thing I got from the Range, oh my goodness, look at this. This is a 12 by 12, 12 designs, and it's 2 sheets of design, so you get 2 of each design. It is, it tells you what GSM it is. Doesn't tell you what GSM it is. These are usually 200 GSM, but look at those images. How beautiful are those? There's florals, leaves, little squirrels. Super, super cute. So that lovely, look at this. Mushrooms and pumpkins. So 2 of each one. Yeah, so if you're in the Range, look at those leaves. Oh. Get yourself down to the Range, and that was £3.99 or €5.20. Yeah, so 12 designs, 2 of each. That's 24 pages. I thought that was really, really good value. Okay, so that's my showing over. Let's get down to projects. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to choose from this textures. This is the wood textures from Crafty UK, and again, this is 180 GSM. You get 30 double-sided sheets in here, and I think this again was something like £8.99. I know they've got this in 8 by 8 and 6 by 6 as well. So get yourself over to Crafty to have a quick look at their things. So I want a browny kind of colour. There we go. Now the first thing you're going to do is you are going to cut your piece of paper into 4-inch strips. So there'll be 3 4-inch strips. So I'm just going to bring my trimmer in. Just dropped my blade. Now this has got one design one side and one design the other side. So I'm going to cut this that way. So because this is 12 by 12, you'll get 3 pieces of 4 inches. So 4 inches and 4 inches. Okay, so you're going to put one piece of this to the side, and then you're going to come in with one of these pieces. and you're going to fold this up 3 inches. So I'm going to use my measurement down the bottom of my pad here. I'm going to fold that up. You can score if you want to. 1, 2, 3. And then just fold that at 4 inches. And then make that a nice crease. Now what you want to do as you go up these is come in with your ruler. I'm going to do a little notch. Is because it's 4 inches across, mark at the 2-inch mark. Come in with your hole punch. So this is a 1-inch punch. Notch that out. Now I'm using this one. It's one of my new inks. This is Rusty Hinge, and I just like the way it makes things look nice and autumnal. So I'm just going to come around and just ink those edges. And obviously this can link in with whichever theme you're doing. If you're not doing an autumnal theme, you could just do it with the regular browns. Or if you don't want to, you don't have to ink it up at all. Okay, so the next thing I did was I'm going to cut off some pockets at 3 inches. So I'm going to bring in one of these other sections off here. And again, I'm using the opposite side to this because it will stand out. So I'm going to have this along this way. I'm going to turn it. And I'm going to measure at 3 inches. And I need 2 of those. So one pocket that's going to go there. And the top pocket that's going to go there. Now keep this bit because you're going to need that bit in a little while. So again, I'm going to do exactly the same thing with these. I'm going to mark out 2 inches. Cut the notch out. And just ink around those edges. Now don't worry too much about the bottom because this will be slightly hidden up. I'm going to show you how to glue those two on in a moment. And these colours slightly contrast. This is slightly lighter, as you can see, and the grains go in a different way. Should give you a nice contrast on the page. Okay, so what we're going to do is going to bring this back in again. And before you glue this bottom part down, you're going to work out where you want this. Now, because we've got the notch in here, you need to drop this pocket slightly down. So as you can see, I'm just going to come in a bit closer. If it was here, level with that, you could do it like that. You can have one there, and you can have one up the top like that. The way I've designed mine is I will just slightly drop down just to below where that notch is. Okay, so it kind of like gives it a kind of look as if it's going to be going on. So hold it there and just mark in with your pencil, and then do the same for this one because you need to stick your top one in first, and I'll tell you why. The mistake I made when I made mine. So line that up there and make a mark there. So what I did was I stuck this down and then realised I need to get that pocket in next. Okay, so you need to stick your top pocket first. So come in with your ink and try on these new little bottles with a lid attached. Let's wait and see what they're like. So down the side. I shouldn't do it on my project, should I? Get ink everywhere, glue everywhere. A little thin bead of glue just down the edge, along the bottom, so it does create the bottom of that pocket. So everything, the tags or anything you put inside won't go through. And then just down the other side. I've got such an unsteady hand. Okay, now you've got your mark here that you made earlier on. So line that up, line your edges up, and just stick that down. I always like to slightly squeeze in, just because it gives that little bit of a lift on your pocket. Okay, and come over the next one. We can stick that directly down on top of that one. So again, down your 2 side edges and along the bottom. I think the woods come in with a nice kind of like autumny feel for this time of year. And again, line that up, line up on the sides, and slight pinch. And then finally you can stick your last pocket down at the bottom. You don't need to glue the bottom bit this time because obviously that's got the fold that's already there. So you just need to do the 2 side bits on the edges. There we go. And that's the base of your tag holder. So the last thing I'm going to do is just ink that top bit up there. There we go. So I'm going to put that on one side to dry. I'm going to show you how I make the tags. So that last strip we had, which was our last 4 inches by 12 inches, I'm going to create tags with this, and they're going to be 2.5 inches because that's going to fit into my tag maker. So I'm just going to come back in with my, pop the lid on here. Okay, so this time I'm going to be using this side because I've created the pockets with that, so I'm going to be using the other side, and I'm going to cut down 2.5 inches. 1, 2, 3, 4, and obviously you'll have a little small part left. So these 2 parts you've got left, what I could do, I'm just going to do the other day, was this one's too small to make another tag, but I'm going to have 2 to go in the bottom, 2 to go in the middle, and I should get another 2.5 inches out of it. 1. Oh, needed 2 inches then. Did I just do 2 inches with that? No. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I've got 6 2.5 inch tags, and I've got my base, and all I've got left is that. So it's a perfect one sheet wonder to make this pocket with. You could actually take that one if you wanted to and create a back pocket. Okay, but that's up to you. I'm not doing that because I think I would probably stick this onto something. Okay, so come in with my tag punch, and all you simply have to do is just pop it in, push, and you get your tag. Now I'm going to do them one at a time because I don't want to risk it not cutting properly. And it doesn't take that long, as you can see. Push it right into as far as it will go, push down, tag's done. If you're doing something like Christmas tags, or if you run any clubs or anything like that, this is just an invaluable little tool that you can just create these super tags with so quickly. And all you're left with is these little bits there. Depending on what you're cutting, you could always keep these and use them as confetti and shaker cards and things like that. Right, just have a quick slurp of my cup of tea. So I'm going to come in with tea dye ink on them. Don't want them too dark. So I'm just going to go at the top of each one and ink that like that. And then just go around the edges. Now, if you want to as well, what you could do at this point, or before this point, but I'll probably do this, is back them if you want to use be journal cards. However, you can still write on here if you're using something like either a Sharpie or one of these, which is the, I don't know how to say that, the Tombow pencils, pens. They're quite good for journaling with, so you could use those on the back. Or you could, before you cut them out into tags, put perhaps a lamington packet on the back, make sure it dries, and then obviously that'd be easy to write on. But like I said, this is fairly light or you could put a picture on them. So yeah, depends on what you're using it for. So I'm just going to fast forward while I ink all of these. So there we are, they're all done. Now the next thing I'm going to do, and I'm going to fast forward this bit as well, is I'm going to put in an eyelet, and I've chosen rose gold for this one. This is slightly, this hole is quite big, but it does fit in there, but it's quite loose. But once you clamp it onto the back, it should be okay. So all I'm going to do is then come in with my eyelet holder, clamp that down, and pop that in there. And what this does is this reinforces the hole. If you try to pull things through this, because it's not thick cardstock, it's cardstock, but it's not thick, you could run the risk of tearing it. So putting a little eyelet in, when you come to put your twine in, it will obviously not rip the paper. So that's a little top tip there for you. So I'm just going to stop the video, and I'm going to do the rest of these and come back to you to show you what we're going to do next. Okay, so I've inked all around the edges, and I've added my twine to the top. So just to show you how I've done that, I've just cut off a piece of twine which roughly measures about 7 inches. I fold it in half, and then with a closed end, I always pass a closed end through the hole because it's easier. Pull that through, open up your loop, pass your little bits through, and then gently pull. So again, don't pull too hard or you'll run risk in tearing that bit there as well, just for that to close at the top. Okay, so there we've got our lovely tags. So that's the basis of our tag holder. So we can have 2 in there, 2 in the top, and 2 in the middle. And there we go. So now comes the fun part, obviously decorating this, and I have got an absolute corker of a kit to show for you. So as you know, I'm a design team member for Junk Journal Studios, and she has just released her newest kit called Mushroom from Days Gone By series, and it is cram-packed full of mushrooms. Now, I've been out today, so I haven't had a chance to print many of these off, but over the next couple of weeks I will be showing you a lot of the kit, and I think Michelle will eventually, obviously, on her YouTube channel, do a full flip through of it. So here's some of the pages I've done. There's 2 kits. Kit 2 is all to do with the embellishments, and kit 1, wow, it's just an amazing set of autumny coloured papers. There's prints on there, there's mushroom descriptions on there, absolutely stunning. I'll put her Etsy channel below, and you can go over and have a look at that. So on here we've got all these lovely mushrooms, so I'm going to probably use these ones. As always with Junk Journal Studio, there's lots and lots of different words in different colours. Now I've chosen the yellowy kind of colours because they go with my project. We've got these lovely octagons with the leaves and the mushrooms, and this is one of the papers. I printed this off because I think if you cut this and fold it, it makes a zine or a little journal. I'm not sure, but I printed that off to just double check and have a little look. Right, so for the front of this, the only thing you really need to think about is covering is this front bit here, because once you start pushing your tags in and out, you don't really want to put too much on the background of here because it might lift. However, I might just put a little something in the corners, like a little word or one of these little octagon stickers, because they should be okay as long as you stick them down. But most of my decorating is going to go on the front. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to cut out this lovely mushroom here, because I think that's going to look gorgeous. So this comes with a border around it, so I can rough fussy cut. So it leaves that nice kind of border. If you want to cut directly up to the image, you can do that as well. I was out with my sister the weekend, and we actually saw some field mushrooms growing wild, so as long as you think you know what you're doing, I won't have a clue where to start foraging for mushrooms. Leave that to the experts. There we go. So I'm going to pop that in that corner there. And I'm going to come back in with the words. Mushrooms fits lovely there. And again, if you wanted to, you could layer up these, put tickets and things underneath, or also a bit of lace, and so on. I'm just going to have that there like that, nice and simple. I might come back and do some more decorating later on, but for now I'm just going to leave it like that. So whichever glue you fancy using for these, you could use like a glue stick. Wet glue always does stick and stay. Oh, it's just perfect for that pocket little notch there. I'm just going to lift that up with some orange ink. There we go. So with the tags, again, I'm going to come in and I think I might just use some of these nice big octagons on there. So I'm going to come in with my big scissors. So I've got 6 tags. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, there's plenty on there. 6 to do. And it gives it kind of like a theme then. Okay, so I'm just going to speed this up while I cut these things out and decide which ones I'm going to have, and then I will show you me actually putting them onto the tags. So there I have all of those cut out, and what I'm going to do with each one is I'm just going to pop it probably just into the centre of that tag. They don't need, not everything needs loads of stuff onto it. If anything, I could come in with some of these smaller words. So again, I need 6 of those. Let's have a quick look, see what it looks like. And just put a word at the bottom. So I might have one of those at the top. And then just one of those little words down the bottom. So I'm just going to go off camera. I'm going to do that. So I'm going to stick one of these on each of my tags with a little word just down the bottom. So there we have our little tags all done. So I've just used one of those octagons on each one with a little word. And I think they're actually quite effective as a set of tags. So all I'm going to do now is just pop them inside here. I just added a little nature's notes there. And there we have our One Sheet Wonder tag holder. A lovely autumn theme. So all of these things I've used I will link below, and I'll see you again shortly for some more crafting fun. Take care, crafty friends. Love, Annie.